Today we'll be going through all of my predictions for the LEGO Star Wars Summer 2023 sets, as well as some updates. Hey guys, so this video has been a long time coming, with the last couple of weeks having lots of news for Summer 2023, and all of this is compiled with evidence in this video, so I'll be going through every set number and giving my prediction for what that set should be. So there are some updates in here, some set numbers which I haven't talked about yet in previous updates, so that's here for you guys as well. And all rumors in this video are coming from four main sources, which are 1414 Falcon Fan, Pricey Plastic Product, LEGO Minecraft Gold, and Jedi Jack Penguin. Let's just get right into it with the first set being set 75358, which is a 4+ set, we know that for sure. It's going to have 124 pieces and retail for $40 coming out June 1st or August 1st. This one, as a lot of people have predicted, is likely going to be based on the Young Jedi Adventures show, which is aimed at a very young audience, so it just makes sense LEGO would make 4+ sets based on this. And if the June release date is to be believed, this would make sense as the show is coming out sometime in spring. Of course, we have no idea what the build would be, but I think the minifigures included would be something very interesting. Set number is a new one. This is 75359 with 108 pieces retailing for $25 coming out supposedly August 1st. $25 is a weird price for LEGO Star Wars, so I assume this is going to be price increase wise in what would have been a $20 set, but that price per piece is still pretty bad, leading to a lot of people believing that this is going to be another 4+ set. If that is the case, it'll also probably be based on the High Republic Adventures show. That just makes sense, getting 2 sets. It would include all the minifigures of all the main characters shown in this image here. I just think these sets would look something like the Spidey and His Amazing Friends sets. Now, just to entertain the idea that this isn't another 4+ set and is something more interesting, maybe it's the return of dual sets like the Duel on Mandalore that also had a low price per piece, and if we are getting another dual set, I think an Ahsoka vs. the Magistrate one would be very cool to tie into, of course, the Ahsoka series. Yes, it could be from the Mandalorian Season 2, but I still think it would be pretty cool. Is that a likelihood? I don't think so. I think this is way more likely to be a 4+ set, but I just think this idea would be pretty cool. Here's a $35 set, which is set 75360 with 253 pieces. This is one of those sets that could be literally anything, but I think it could be something like an Ahsoka's Jedi Starfighter. Now, not, of course, her Delta 7 Starfighter, since we literally just got Obi-Wan's one, and it's practically the same color scheme, so I think changing it up and doing the Eta 2, which is the second version, I guess, I think that would be very cool since we haven't really got one of those since 2016, and yes, it's similar to Obi-Wan's, but of course that's long retired, so it doesn't really matter. Piece count wise, the 2016 one had like around 215, so it is a bit of a stretch there, but if you chuck in a Buzz Droid or 2 or a third minifigure, I think it could easily go up to that much. The only reason I'm saying this is because it's the exact same situation as last year. Last year the Obi-Wan Kenobi show was coming out, we got 2 sets for that, as well as this kind of tie-in set from a previous movie that was Obi-Wan's Starfighter, so I think doing the same thing here with Ahsoka does make sense. Whether it's her Starfighter or not, I'm not sure. It could be just any set with a Clone Wars Ahsoka, it could even be Mandalorian based. I just think some set with Ahsoka is probably at this price bracket. Even more so in 2022, it was of course the anniversary of Attack of the Clones, so it was kind of a kill 2 birds with 1 stone thing. And what is it the 20th anniversary of in 2023? The Clone Wars, so I mean it just makes sense you get another Clone Wars 20th anniversary set, as well as an Ahsoka tie-in. It's the exact same situation, do a small set with Ahsoka. Before we get into the $15 sets, and there's a lot to talk about here, so there are 4 overall, starting off with this 88 piece one, 75363. This one is different to the rest. Now get this out right out of the way, it is very much a separate thing. The piece count is way lower, the other ones are in the 140, 150 range. This one's 88, plus it's got a smaller box size. So the other 3 have the box size of this city set and a few other city sets like this. This one, however, has the exact same box size as a microfighter. So what does that mean? Well, I think it's just going to be a microfighter, honestly. It's going to be very different to the other ones, and it's going to be something separate. As for what microfighter, I think Mando's N1 is the perfect one. They retired the Razor Crest one surprisingly early. The way that really makes sense is if they want to make room for another microfighter, especially one that would use the exact same minifigure except with a face print. Also, it ties into the Mandalorian Season 3, so like, I just think it's perfect. just get this one out there. And yes, it would mean the microfighters are going up to $15, which it does very much suck. And hopefully that means microfighters won't continue or will maybe go down and be replaced with whatever these other $15 sets are. And that means the end of $10 LEGO Star Wars sets, if this is true, and that is a real shame. Never done microfighters in the summer as well, but I guess the only reason they do this is to get it out for Mandalorian Season 3 hype. That, I guess, makes sense. It's still just a weird thing though. This goes well into those other $15 sets. Now we of course have 75368 with 139 pieces, 69 with 155 pieces, and 70 with 138 pieces. For what these three could be, there have been a lot of things thrown around. First of all, mechs. I thought this was a possibility, but the box size is different. I don't see why they'd do a different box size than the Marvel ones if they were doing that. I just think it's really unlikely. Now, sure, there are three that's the same amount they do for Marvel stuff. If I am going to throw quick predictions just in case they're mechs, I think that the minifigures they do would be a Darth Vader one, a Boba Fett one, and a Mandalorian one. I think those all just make sense. I would hope they'd do exclusive figures, but I just kind of doubt it. Maybe the Boba and Mando are unlikely because they'd be the figures in the microfighters, but I guess they can do different variants, especially with Boba. Either way, I think they're going to be something different and more akin to accessory packs, because as far as I believe, these are basically retired now, and they were kind of weird anyways. They were never available in LEGO stores, so I think bringing them out of LEGO store exclusivity and putting them onto store shelves in different boxes just makes way more sense, because it's a great idea and they would sell well under different circumstances. As for what they could be specifically, I think a 2/12 one, yeah, that makes sense. Whether they'll do them like battle packs, we'll have to wait and see, because I think doing them as named characters would be great. Of course, they'd probably just include 3 characters though. I wouldn't say this any other year, but since it is the 20th anniversary of the Clone Wars, I think they could do these Clone Legion based. Now, that's a prediction I don't want to put too much money on, but it would be a great idea, wouldn't it? You could of course do a 501st one if you really wanted. Include Anakin Skywalker, include the Commander, Captain Rex, and then just include a General Trooper. Maybe in this case include Jesse or someone, but I think that would be a great idea. Then you could do a 2/12 one, include an Obi-Wan minifigure, a Phase 1 Cody that would go well with the helmet, and then some other 2/12 Trooper. And then you could do, say, a Wolfpack one if you really wanted to include Plo Koon, Commander Wolf, and a Wolfpack Trooper. That just sounds like a great idea to me. Whether or not LEGO would do it, I kinda doubt it, but that would make sense for the anniversary. These, probably the most interesting set is set 75365, which is the $160 set. Of course, this comes with 1067 pieces and releases August 1st. Now, a lot of people have been saying the gunship, but with that piece count, I still kinda doubt it. While it would be great for the Clone Wars anniversary, it's just less than the 2013 one, and it is around the same amount as, say, the 2008 one, which I could see, but I just still find it weird, and something's just off with that. I doubt it's going to be a gunship. Then there's what people have been saying about the Ghost and how it would be tied into Ahsoka. Now, to keep in mind, the Ghost is not confirmed to show up in Ahsoka whatsoever. We do know Harrison Dula is going to be it from a Star Wars Celebrations trailer, so it's assumed it's going to be there. But I just don't think LEGO would make the Ghost. Of course, it could show up in a trailer, who knows. But I think this is going to be considered a spoiler set, so if this is going to exist, it'll be in, say, September or even 2024. It's going to be a while away. I just can't see it here. I think it could also just be a random Ahsoka set, we don't know. It could be the Chimera being an Imperial Star Destroyer. Again, though, I think that's spoiler territory. So I think the thing that makes the most sense is actually Luthen's Fondor Hallcraft from Andor. Now, of course, that would be basically a year after the show would come out, so it just makes a lot of sense. It's a ship which I think everyone wants in LEGO form, and sure, well, Andor probably isn't on the top of everyone's mind when making predictions. It would make sense as an $160 set. I'll use this example for a long time, but if the Bad Batch can get an $160 set built with the Justifier, anything can. And sure, it could also be an indoor bunker with a lot of figures justifying that large piece count. I think that's going to be somewhere else coming up though, which I'll get into. Moving into September now, we have 75362, which will be a $70 set or an $80 set. The rumors have kind of been everywhere. I think I'm leaning more towards 80 though. Anyways, somewhere around there. And then there is also 75364, which is an $100 set. Based on these being rumored for September, I'm going to assume these are based on a new show, so of course either Ahsoka or actually Skeleton Crew, and I think one of these is going to be the Skeleton Crew set. I'm assuming the $100 one, and it'll be the ship, because, well, that's like the only thing we know about it, is that this ship is in it, and I'm presuming it is their main ship for it. So that makes sense as a $100 set, maybe even a bigger one, but you can include those 5 figures being Jude Law and the 4 kids. As for the other set, I think it's likely going to be Ahsoka based, and likely a spoiler set as well, so I think we could get one in August, and then we'll all be confused on why there's only one, and then in September there'll be this one, which will be spoilery. I think that makes a lot of sense to me on why they do it. It could also be a Mandalorian Season 3 spoilery set. Either way though, it's probably going to be based on some new show and include spoilers. Because I'm sure I'll get comments, it could be Captain Rex's Y-Wing, that could be where we get our Rex minifigure, like a similar one to the Skywalker Saga one. I just don't really see it, especially at September. It just doesn't really make sense unless it shows up in Ahsoka, but again, I kind of doubt it. If anything, it's probably going to be a Bad Batch Season 2 set, not a Clone Wars Season 7 one. And it'll just be weird marketing that as a Clone Wars anniversary set with it being so recent. What I'm saying is don't get disappointed if it's not. The next set is a pretty simple one. It's the Advent Calendar. We know that already with 320 pieces for $45. There isn't really anything to predict if we know exactly what it is. I guess we can predict the Christmas figure, but like honestly in the past few years there have been random Christmas figures and multiple ones, especially in last year's one where there were technically 3, well there were 2 Christmas ones and then that beach Darth Vader. And then the biggest set is of course set 75371, an 18 plus set of sorts with 2,320 pieces retailing for $200 coming out September 1st. And I will mention here, there have been rumors that this is going to be D2C, which is kind of sad. That means it'll be a LEGO store exclusive. I think a lot of us were hoping it would be like the Sanctum Sanctorum from Marvel and just show up in regular stores, but that seems like it's not going to be the case, unlikely. I think it is still a possibility, but the rumors are calling it a D2C for now. But this is where I think an Endor bunker could be happening, and I think just Endor in general is a great thing to have a set like this for, and it would make sense you include an ATST, lots of minifigures in this, and the piece count, you can have such a big build, you can even include the shield generator if you really wanted. I think it would be really cool, and that's my big hope. It could of course also be the MBS set at the end of the year, because we don't know what that is, considering this is not going to be the final set, and we will likely have a much bigger set of around $350 at the end of the year. I think something Return of the Jedi is going to be here. I think that just makes lots of sense, of course for the anniversary there, and yeah, that's all I'm going to predict. It could also be a buildable character, like say the Chewbacca rumor could come into play, or it could be an Ewok, but who knows. That's the key phrase here, because at the end of the day we will just have to wait for rumors and of course official reveals to know what these sets actually are, because well, these are just predictions, and while they are fun, they should definitely not be taken as fact, because my opinions differ to everyone else's, including yours, so please let me know your predictions down below. What do you think all these sets are going to be, especially those minifigure packs, or just those $15 sets? What do you think they're going to be? And the $160 set and $200 set, I'm especially interested in those ones. However, yeah, that'll be all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like and subscribe. That'll be all, folks. Goodbye.